Oh, look, it's everyone's favorite. Turning a fraction into a decimal using long division. Come on, you know you love it. Go ahead, have a seat. Stop cheering. All right, finish your little dance. All right, so let's talk about this. First thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you a little bit of an example on how to think about what division is. Okay, division is sharing or putting into groups. Okay, equal groups. And when we do long division and we start using decimals, what I want to do is I want you to continue to use this idea of sharing. So I'm going to show you a little bit of an example here. I'm going to divide 82.56 and I'm going to divide this, okay, by 4. All right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what this looks like first, and then I'm going to do the long division on this. Okay. So I brought along 4 friends to help me with this. I've got Chewbacca, C3PO, Yoda, and R2 to help us along with this. All right. So let's say, I'm only going to use tens, ones, dimes, and pennies because these are also representative of place value. So this would be like the tens place, the ones place, the decimal would be here, tenths and hundredths, okay? So this is, I think, an easy way to represent this. All right, so if I have $82.56 and I want to share it with all 4 of these guys, I'm going to go ahead and start passing them out and sharing them. So let's say if I need 8 $10 bills, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to equally distribute these, right? So I'm going to say, okay, Chewbacca, you get 2 of those. C3PO, you get 2 of those. Yoda, you get $20. R2D2, you get $20. Oh, and hey, look, I used all of them up, right? I used them all up. So what does this look like when we actually divide, right? So in long division, I have $82.56, and I'm going to share it with 4 people. And what I did is I just said 8 $10 bills. If I give each person 2 of them, I use up all 8 of them, and I get none left. Okay? So now I'm going to bring down my next place value, the 2, or the ones place, right? And so this means I have 2 $1 bills, okay? So if I have 2 $1 bills, I don't actually have enough. I can't share, right? If I give C3PO 1 and Yoda 1, well then R2 and Chewbacca are screaming about where's my dollar? Where's my dollar? I want a dollar too. So I can't equally share this. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to convert them into I'm going to make them each 10 dimes, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's a group of 5. Organize these a little bit better here. Okay, so there's 5. I'm going to group them together here, and then I'm going to copy them. Okay, so now here I've got 10, right? This 1 is worth those dimes. Trade it in. Then I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to take these and I'm going to trade them in for this dollar. Okay, so now what I've done is I've taken these 2 ones and I've turned them into 20 dimes or 20 tenths, right? So I didn't have enough to share with the ones, so I converted them into dimes, okay? And so then what am I going to do with these dimes? So I've got 20 of them. I'm going to share them with 4 people, right? And actually, I should say here is I made a little bit of a mistake. I can't say this is 20 actually, because what I really have is I have this extra 5, right? It's $82.56. So I have an extra 5 dimes, okay, from the actual problem. So these are the 2, that's the $2 there, and this extra 5 is the 50. All right, so now I'm going to ungroup these. Okay, so this is I'm going to take out of the group so I can equally distribute these. So I have 25 dimes, and I need to share these with these 4 characters. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to start sharing them. We can just do one at a time, right? Oops. Group of 5. Don't need you. Group of 5. Okay, so let's start doing this, okay? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. Now let's, you know what, this is going to take too long, so let's go ahead and let me do like 3 at a time here. Let's do 2 at a time, right? So we'll give each of them 5. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share the rest of these, so I can share 4. Oops, that's a group. So I'll do 1, 1, 1, and 1. And so now what I'm looking at is how many dimes do each of them have? Well, there's 6 dimes here, I have 6 dimes here, I have 6 dimes here, and I have 6 dimes here. So I can go ahead and share those for a second, and then I can go ahead and put them in my groups. Okay, so I've used 24. Okay, and what am I left with? I'm left with 1 dime left. Okay, I used 6 in each group. And then I have another 6 pennies that I had to begin with, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pennies together. And then this 1 dime I'm going to trade in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pennies. All right, and then what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share these with each of them. Well, there's 16 pennies and 4 people, so I'm going to give each of them 4. All right, so then what I've done here is I've said each of them get 4. That's like using 16, which leaves none left over, right? I have no money left over. And now I look and I say, okay, each of them should have $20.64, right? 20.64, 20.64, 20.64, and 20.64, and everybody is happy. All right. Moving on, here's an example of a fraction. What I want to do here is I want to use this fraction and divide to turn it into a decimal, and I'm going to use long division. First, I'm going to look and say 4 divided by 5. Okay, my numerator is smaller than my denominator, so my answer here, right, my quotient is going to be less than 1. Okay, my answer here is going to be less than 1. If I have 4 things sharing with 5 people, no one is going to get a whole thing. Everybody's just going to get a part. So I have to look at this and I say, is it look like this or does it look like this? Okay, can't remember, but I know that it's supposed to be less than 1, so let's test. So 4, if I have 5 things sharing with 4 people, everybody gets 1, and then part of another one, well, no, that's going to be more than 1. Okay, so that doesn't work. So let's look here. If I have 4 things, I share it with 5 people. Do I have enough? No, I have not enough, but I need to break it into group parts. So I'm going to turn this into 40 tenths. Well, if I have 40 tenths and I share it with 5 people, everyone can get 8 tenths, and then I use up 40 of them and none are left. So my answer here is going to be 8 tenths. Okay. Again, this is where your multiplication tables and understanding your products for just single-digit multiplication come in really, really handy. Let's try another one. 9/20ths. Okay, again, here, my quotient is going to be less than 1, okay? Because 9 is less than 20. I have 9 things. I'm breaking into 20 parts, 20 groups. Not each group will have a whole thing in it. So, is it like this, or is it like this? So I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, well, 9 goes into 20 2 times. Nope, can't be that because that's more than 1. 20 goes into 9 0 times. Okay, I can't use any, so I'm going to break this into 90 tenths. So 90 tenths broken up into 20 parts is going to be 4 parts each time, and then I could do it. So I've got 4 times 20, okay? I'm going to use up 80 of them. I use up 80. I get 10 left over, okay? I can't take 10 and share it with 20, so I need to break that into hundredths. 100 hundredths broken into 20 groups. I'm going to get 5 on each thing, okay? So 5 times 20 is 100. I have none remaining. My final answer here is going to be 0.45. Okay, so 45 hundredths, all right, is 9 divided by 20. Let's take a look at this one. This is negative 9 divided by 20, right? Well, guess what? We just found out that 9 divided by 20 is 0.45. So negative 9 divided by 20 is just going to be negative 0.45. Okay, you can do it a lot of times. See something that looks like this. You do negative 9, and again, you can just say my answer will be negative, and then you solve it out like we just did, right? 4, 80, 10 left over. Bring down the 0 to make it hundredths. 100 hundredths divided 45. Answer is negative 0.45 or negative 45 hundredths. Let's try one last one here. Why don't you go ahead, pause the video, and you try to do this one. All right, so what do I know about this one? My quotient is going to be less than 1. So is it going to look like this, or is it going to look like this? Okay, well, 1 going into 3, right? 3 divided by 1, that would be 3. Nope, that's too much. That doesn't work. 3 goes into 1. If I have 1, can I share it with 3 people? I cannot. I need to break it into pieces. So I'm going to turn it into tenths. 10 tenths divided into 3 groups. That uses 3 each. I'm going to use 9 total. I'm left with 1/10. Break that into hundredths. Hundredths now gives me 10 hundredths. If I have 10 divided into 3 groups, I use up 3. I have used up 9 total, okay? And then I'm left with 1. So make that into thousandths. I have 10 thousandths. I give everybody 3 each. That uses up 9. I'm left with 1. Well, I've noticed a pattern. I'm seeing this. This is just going to keep going, right? This is going to be 0.3333333, and on and on and on and on and on forever. Well, in math, we don't want to write that all the time. We're very efficient with our work. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this bar over the top, and that means it's a repetitive pattern. Okay, the 3 is just going to repeat on and on and on forever and ever and ever, and that's it. All right, hopefully this video helped. Make sure you bring your notes to class, and I'll check them in.